Hello, my name is Esme Cope. I interned with Conserve Southwest Utah, surveying the desert tortoise population on the Shivwits Reservation in Ivins, Utah. This project was named Pika'aya Tooveep, which means tortoise country in Paiute. In this video, I will be discussing the uniqueness of this project from the Mojave Desert tortoise, their conservation, the Shivwits Reservation, and the agencies that went into making this project a possibility. The Mojave Desert tortoise has evolved many adaptations to survive the harsh heat of the desert, including large claws to build burrows to escape the heat, as well as can go long periods of time without eating any food or having any water. In 1989, the Mojave Desert tortoise was listed as an endangered species. The desert tortoise has a 95% mortality rate within the first 5 years of life, so conservation efforts are pertinent to the species' survival. Pika'aya Tooveep was a surveying project on the Shivwits Reservation in Ivins, Utah. We were taught how to identify tortoise sign, including scat, burrows, and prints. I learned from tortoise experts on how knowing the diet and habitat preferences of the desert tortoise is critical in identifying where the tortoises would be found on the reservation. Since desert tortoises are herbivores, they prefer areas with cacti and small flowers where they would like to eat. That makes it easier for them to have access to food. Open washes in creosote bush flats as well as rocky cliff sides are areas that the tortoise prefer, so many of our surveying days were spent scaling the rocky cliff sides in order to find any sign of tortoise. The Shivwits Reservation may be an important connectivity area for the tortoise because it shares a boundary with the Red Cliffs Desert Reserve. The reservation encompasses both of the recovery units in the county, the Upper Virgin River Unit and the Northeast Mojave Desert. These recovery units promote desert tortoise conservation through corridors connecting populations, protecting existing populations, and facilitating habitat restoration. The main goal of this project was to survey the desert tortoise population on the Shivwits Reservation, and the uniqueness of this project comes from understanding how important sovereign land can be, especially in regards to preserving endangered species. Only the band members are allowed onto the reservation, so many of us were able to experience this once-in-a-lifetime opportunity on sovereign land to see the influence that having sovereign land affects flora and fauna. We were not allowed to take any photos on the reservation, and we were accompanied by a band member at all times, assuring that we were respecting the land that we were invited onto. There are many areas on the reservation that had been undisturbed for countless years, so the flora and fauna in these areas were bountiful, and oftentimes these were areas where more tortoises would be found. In areas that were more disturbed by ranching, the flora and fauna were more sparse and tortoises were less likely to be found in these areas. This project helps me to understand how a healthy desert ecosystem is pertinent in the survivorship of the Mojave Desert tortoise, as well as how continual group effort is important in conservation as well.